When I think about how I have to approach being a journalist after the 2024 election, I think about this year's Thanksgiving. This year, I decided to document my family's Thanksgiving, and I was actually in awe of what I saw. I saw joy, I saw love, I saw peace, I saw family, I saw togetherness, I saw grief. And it was a reminder that even in times of oppression, even in times of hardship, even in times where the country disappoints you, we still have stories to tell. We still have things to say about our own communities. We still have ways to write that are important and are timely and are necessary for the time that we live in right now. When I walked on Howard's campus the day of the election, I thought that my life was going to change. I had pinned so much of my hope, so much of my belief system, so much of my joy on Kamala Harris possibly being the next president of the United States. Needless to say, I was wildly disappointed. But I think that there's something to be learned about the way that we as Black journalists showed up on that day too. Before living in a Trump's America, we lived in our America. It's still the place that we get to live in today. And our America, Black people's America, says that no matter who is in the office, no matter who is running the politics, we will continue to tell our stories and we will continue to write our way out of history. It's humbling as I think about that day. I think about the sadness of the night, yes, but I also think of the joy of the morning. I think of the joy of seeing all of my line sisters together as we yelled together, "We gon' be all right," listening to Kendrick at my HBCU, waiting for the first Black woman vice president to come out onto the stage. It was hard watching those results roll in. It was hard understanding what exactly the country believed of me as a Black woman. But it would be harder not to use my voice to talk about that moment and to talk about all of the other moments that we have yet to even live through. I believe that it's my job and it's our duty as Black journalists to carry on the legacy of the people who came before us. In my despair, in my hardship, on the morning of November 6th, I turned to the book on my nightstand, Alice Walker's In Search of Our Mother's Gardens. What I expected to find and what I found were two very different things. I first came across this book in reference to Black feminist theory, and I expected it to be a manifesto about what you do, how you fight oppression, how you do this, how you do that. And instead, I found intimate story after story after story that detailed who we are. It showed me with immense clarity that Black women are resilient, not because they are freedom finders, but just because of who they are. They are resilient in their rest. They are resilient in the returning to things that matter to them. They are resilient in their walking away. Walker taught me that the best thing that a writer can do in times of oppression, in times of grief, in times of hardship, is write. To put it down, pen to paper. And that's what I have been doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. One of the things that this class has given me that I didn't know was a gift, and I honestly thought was more annoying than anything, was my blog. When I created Ebony Ink, it was to fulfill a class assignment. It was. And over the last few weeks, post-Trump election, I realized that it's a place where I can actually go and be heard. That the power of blogging, the power of having your own space, is that as I'm watching all of these cultural moments happen, beyond the election, looking at cultural moments like the coming out of Wicked and Doechii and things that bring me joy, as well as the things that bring me pain, that I have a space to go and communicate that people listen to, that people care about. I have lots of questions after this election. But the question that I don't have anymore is, what are we going to do? I know that as a journalist, what I'm going to do is write. Pre-Trump, post-Trump, my call remains the same. That what we have to do is continue the legacy of all of the people who were brave enough to tell their story before us, so that maybe One day, our ancestors down the line in moments of peril can look at our work and say, I know what to do because they know what to do. I know how to write because they wrote. I know how to fight because they fought.